Hey guys, it's Cindy. Today I'm going to show you how I made this bench. If you're interested, keep watching. So to start with, here's the inspiration pic. This is what was sent to me. So I went off of this picture. Alright, and here you can see I just started out by cutting 4x4s. The sides of the bench were made out of the 4x4s, and I just put them together with pocket holes, so you can see that here too. This is my little pocket hole jig. I love this thing. I use it all the time, and it's actually really easy to use, and it's a really secure way of joining two pieces of wood together. You can see I just have it clamped here to hold it in place. And then it also comes with this really long square head bit, so you can, once you're ready to put the screws in, it's really helpful because those holes are pretty deep. So as you can see here, I also used a spacer at the very bottom. I didn't want it flush to the ground, so I put one on each end, just to give it that little bit of room. And then here I'm just screwing in those pocket hole screws. Because of their 4x4s, I used the biggest size. They're 2.5 inch, and this is what it looks like. So I'm using that same jig right here. I just took that middle piece out because it's like a thinner piece of wood. So I did take the middle piece out, and I also had to adjust the setting on the back here so that it doesn't drill too deep of a hole. So I went down to 1/2 inch. When the 4x4s, I had it on 1.5 inches. And then you also have to change, I think it's called a collet, but on the drill bit itself, so that you don't go too far, so you don't drill too far. You also change that, move that over to the 1/2 inch setting as well. So here's the 1x4s that I was drilling pocket holes into. I used them on the front and back of the bench. These are the bottom ones that I'm installing right now. I also used a little spacer underneath to keep it, I didn't want it flush to the ground. Here's the top one. You can see I'm using a spacer there to keep it even distance from the edge. And then I'm also adding some support pieces across. I ended up using 3 across the top and 3 across the bottom. And then at every single corner, I used one of these little corner pieces that I made just by changing my miter saw to a 45-degree angle. So let me show y'all what I have going on. Here is the bench, the frame so far. We've got 4x4s that I put together with pocket holes. This is a little weird. I should have used 2x4s on the sides instead of these 1x4s. But I didn't, so I ended up having to put a 2x4 in the middle because that wasn't enough support. Yeah. I did these little corner pieces to give it extra support. It's 6 feet long, so it needs a lot of support. I set up support like 50 times, but anyway, here I just started cutting my slats that were going to be at the bottom of the bench. I just took off that little edge at the top, and then just cut them down to size, 2 to 3 at a time. These are actually fence pickets, cedar fence pickets. Here you can see I started drilling some holes for my jigsaw. I had to cut out little notches to get this particular slat, the one right in the middle, to fit around the support beams or support pieces. fits. Ta-da! It fits. After all my slats were cut out and fitted, I went ahead and just started sanding everything down and staining before I got the slats on, just to make it easier on myself. So all of the inside is what I sanded and stained. Then after that was done, I went ahead and sanded all the slats down, stained all the slats so that I could install those next. So to install the slats, I ended up using some wood glue and my brad nailer. Today we're working on upholstering this piece of plywood. So this is the fabric. I've got a 2-inch foam and a 1/2-inch piece of plywood. It's a little dirty. First up, I'm going to use this to glue the foam onto the wood, and then I cut a pool noodle for the edges to round it out, and then we're going to use the staple gun to put the fabric on. So here it is. Pretty cushiony. And it's gonna be great on the bench. So to install the top, the seat, I ended up using a bunch of pocket holes on the inside. It's probably like 14 on the inside top all the way around, just to hold it in place and make sure it was nice and sturdy. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm super happy with the outcome. Here she is in her new home. I think she looks perfect in that spot. She looks really cute. But yeah, if you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Thanks guys, see you next time.